So how did you feel when you got asked to receive an honorary degree from Cardinal Stritch?
Grateful. I was excited. I know it's a fine school.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank everybody that was participated in it.
So in 1964, you launched the Courier. That makes the Courier the longest Milwaukee African-American run and owned newspaper in the community.
Mm-hmm.
What prompted you to start that endeavor?
Well, you know, my mother had a newspaper before that. Yeah, she had the Milwaukee Defender.
Okay.
And I worked with her when I was a teenager. And I went to Chicago, and then Mr. Fuller had bought the Courier chain. And since I had...
S.B. Fuller.
S.B. Fuller,
Mm-hmm.
right. And since I had some of the background, he thought it would be appropriate for me to come over with a Milwaukee Courier. So that's what happened in '64.
So the newspaper is pretty much a continuation of the family business.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The newspaper will be around another 30, 40 years.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Because of the foundation that you've laid, your mother laid.
Yeah, but you know, communications is advanced so quick and so far and so fast that I don't know how necessary a newspaper is going to be.
Yes.
Information is instantaneous now. I have two women in my office, Alexa and Sarah. Right. Yeah.
We have them in our office too.
Right, they get around, but but they answer all questions. And
Yes, they do.
No back talk, no. So what we're all going to face in a few years is AI, and we're facing it now.
Correct.
And I think that's the future. In fact, I know that's the future.
How did you get into the radio business?
What we're doing, of course, is we have a niche market.
Yes.
We primarily urban radio, and by virtue of the circumstances that developed the urban market, it made it a niche market a lot of stations don't go into. It's a poor market, and it's one that you have to make your money dollar by dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a market that's real attractive, so it gives us a monopoly for a minute, although it's being breached now, just
Yes.
like hip-hop music. You know, when we started with hip-hop, we were banned all over the city as a nuisance maker. Now hip-hop is everywhere, everybody. If you don't play hip-hop, you don't get any listeners. So a lot of this we've had to be pioneers on, and it caught on. We've made a lot of good decisions, and it's caught on.
Are there recommendations that you can make to young entrepreneurs that want to get into the game?
Get a good education, as much as you can get, because academic part of education, the technical part is absolutely necessary. But then there's the other part,
Mm-hmm.
experience. You have to get experience, and you look for opportunities where they exist, and you got to take advantage of them. Most of all, you have to find out what it is you want to do individually, and then you have to focus and put the heart into it.
What advice would you give to those who are up and coming, and those of us who've been around for a little bit that are looking to be more civically engaged in this community?
I'd say the first thing to do is vote. Yeah, find vote, and then find someone who is not voting, and
Get them to the polls.
Get them to the polls. If you want to and then start there.
Yes.
That's a good start. It'll take you wherever you want to go.
Uh-huh.
Because once you start finding out why people are not voting, then you got another problem to solve, and it'll lead you to where you have to go.
What message would you give to those who are looking to make Milwaukee a more vibrant community to live in?
If we allow science to be our leader and facts and get off with opinions, we all have opinions, but we don't all have the facts. We start dealing with just the facts. I think that would lend to a more vibrant and a more stable community because we could all be on the same accord.
Yes.
And in order to do that, I think we have to, again, interject love. I think our whole divide comes in our ability to love each other.
So, any advice for the Cardinal Stritch University class of 2022?
Yeah. Hang on to your behind because this is going to be a ride. Yeah, right. Right. Graduating is a good first step. It's the first step into the world. At least you have the ABCs and the fundamentals. But you don't have much more than that.
Yeah.
There's so much more to learn. There's so much more to deal with. And wrap yourself, again, I have to keep saying it, wrap yourself in love and kindness. It'll shield you from all the problems. But hang on to your hat, because this is a ride you're getting ready to go on.